I am Kristi D, and I'm going to give you basic information today on how to have the best hair you can have. I have been a licensed cosmetologist for 7 years. I've also been a certified wax specialist for 4. And so I'm just going to go over 3 basic topics that people generally ask questions about or don't know much about. My first one is going to be what shampoos are best and how you should use them, how to take care of your hair when it's wet, and how to use heated tools properly to avoid damage. Who wants sexy hair? It's a very broad question. Most people either think of it as no or yeah. How many of you have seen hair commercials that promise you're going to have smooth, silky, shiny hair, long, cascading down your back? And realistically, none of that happens. Have you ever seen a hair commercial for a professional product? Not ever, no. And if you do, very rarely. That's because they know their product's good. They guarantee it. And they train the stylist to teach you and show you what's best for you. They don't need to prove to you that it's good. They know it's good. When you're trying to pick the right shampoo, it is necessary to look at all your different hair types. You need to keep in mind if your hair is oily, if you have color on it, if your hair is damaged, and those kinds of things, so you pick the shampoo that's for you. A lot of people will just go in and go, oh, this is on sale, I'm just going to buy this. Well, that's not going to help you at all. So when you're buying a shampoo, you need to remember those things. If you're going to spend a lot of money on coloring your hair, it's always good to buy shampoo that's made for color. It's hard to see people spend tons of money on hair color and then it's destroyed 3 weeks later because they don't buy the proper shampoo. When you're shampooing your hair every day, it is always good to put a quarter to a dime-sized amount in your hand and just focus on your scalp and your roots. Don't focus so much on your ends. That's what causes the most damage in people's hair. Just massage through your scalp, sit up under the water, and let the shampoo run down your ends to help cleanse the rest of your hair shaft. Now, good brushing habits. Everyone just generally thinks, I'm just going to brush my hair. I'm going to tell you some myths that I'm sure you've all heard over time, and those are, you should brush your hair 100 strokes every night. Sharing combs and brushes can cause dandruff. Daily brushing makes your hair grow fast. Brushing your hair is better than combing. You can train your hair to follow a certain style if you brush it that way every day. Every one of those is untrue. Amy J. Michaels, an MD and Associate Professor of Dermatology, states, brushing your hair for shine is not necessary. All you need is a few strokes to spread your natural oils from root to end. Any more than that is unnecessary friction, which can lead to breakage. Now, taking care of your hair right from the shower. Most people shower, get out, okay, I'm going to brush my hair and move on. Well, you need to use more precautions than that. Your hair is at its most fragile stage when it's wet. It's like an elastic band. You need to make sure you're using proper combs. Don't ever brush your hair and you need to use a comb. A white tooth comb, this one could actually be wider. They say that it should be the width of your fingers. That way you're not yanking and pulling on your hair. Also, blow drying. Blow drying your hair when it's wet will not only make it difficult to style, but it will cause a lot of damage. There is a big difference between wet and letting your hair air dry a little bit and being damp. So keep that in mind. A blow dryer should be used on damp hair only, not dripping wet hair. Stylist Peter Cooper says, you should not blow dry your hair for more than 20 minutes. It shouldn't be an hour-long process. Now, when you're going to pick out a flat iron, most people just think it's a flat iron, it's going to heat up, it's going to straighten my hair. Generally speaking, the 2 main kinds of flat irons are ceramic and aluminum. Aluminum flat irons were the old kind of flat irons, generally the types you find when you buy them in stores like Target or Walmart or that kind of thing. Now, a lot of them you'll find will have the white coated paint on them, like this one, which a lot of times they put that on there so they can state that it's ceramic, but it's really not ceramic. And the white coated paint also generally will start to chip off, and as you're flat ironing your hair will get caught and tangled in that, and it will pull your hair shaft, which is why a lot of people have the thinning. Why is my ends thinning? Well, that's a lot of the reason why. When you're flat ironing it, you should always keep your temperatures in mind. For normal type hair, you should be 360 to 380 degrees. For a very coarse, thick, or curly hair, it should be 380 to 410 degrees. And if your hair is very damaged or fragile, it should be under 360 degrees. Now, if you're going to invest in buying a professional flat iron, which there's a big difference in buying flat irons, this is the one that I use. It's a Chi iron, and some steps you can follow if you're going to invest into that are unplug it right after you use it. Never leave it plugged in. Do not wrap the cord around it, which I am a huge bad habit of. And always make sure that you're cleaning it off. It's not recommended if you're just using it for you, but they want you to clean it off. And always, always, like I said before, unplug it. You're just going to burn up the insides. If you're going to spend $100 on a flat iron, unplug it. And then I also brought some iron spray, because flat iron spray is also, everybody should be using a protectant on their hair when they're flat ironing. You never want to put direct heat on your hair. I hope I was able to give you some basic information on hair care today. And one of my lines that I am very passionate in and use for my color and a lot of my products is the Wella line. And so I brought samples for everybody.